You know, I am not immune to propaganda. My literal favorite Street Fighter character. It's just a hot military woman. That's what it is at the end of the day. I love Cammy. I think her design is great. This is 100%. I am not immune to propaganda. I hate the military. I do. I really do. Both British, which is Cammy, and United States, which is most militaries, unfortunately. Because the United States military backs a whole bunch of other militaries, which is definitely totally not a problem, and definitely does not create unnecessary conflict in other parts of the world that we literally should have no bearing on at all, because, you know, we are so culturally and geographically far away. I hate Superman. Actually, that death puts me into a good position to transition into a lighter topic that is not about the geopolitical stance of Western nations creating problems in parts of the world that most people would not be able to put onto a map, and many people would not be able to pronounce. So, instead of doing that, let's talk about superheroes, because we just got killed by Superman. And because we got killed by Superman, there is one thing that I want to discuss pretty much immediately, which is, goddamn, I do not like Superman. Now, I understand the reason Superman exists is actually a very good reason. Superman, Captain America, and many superheroes of the era that they were initially created in were created in the 1940s as a direct response to Germany's myth of the Übermensch, which is literally Superman. And this was essentially a form of counter-propaganda done by the Allied powers, and also was a cheap way to, you know, create content for people, number one, entertainment, and a way to get easy money from, like, anyone. It got more people reading, it got, you know, they had their own form of propaganda about. It was done for a good reason. However, nowadays, I cannot tell you a single time within the past, I don't know, 3 decades where there has been anything good from Superman. Like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but holy shit, I need to kill myself. There has not been a notable thing that happened with Superman other than it just being bad for years. Like, words cannot describe how much the DC movies, whatever the fuck they were called, I can't tell you what they're called, it's called garbage. They just massacre the characters to the point where I just don't care about them anymore. Like, my dad has always been a huge Batman fan, and, you know, I inherited that from him. Like, you know, because when you're a kid, you get a lot of your parents' interests. Like, that's where a lot of my music taste comes from. But, like, when it comes to... Are you fucking kidding me? Can I please stay alive for more than 10 fucking seconds so I can talk? Conservative media does not want me criticizing Zack Snyder's garbage. But I will. I will continue to criticize it. Like, for instance, it's just like... Wonder Woman was a huge comic character, straight up enormous, and her movies recently were so fucking terrible that people forget the fact that she was ever important. That is the legacy that those movies have left behind. They have removed the importance of the characters. And hell, some of them are just barely the same character at all. Just remove all of, like, the notable aspects about them other than their basic design, and then just run with it. Just, remove any sense of duty, honor, or, kindness from Superman. It's like, great, so that's not Superman anymore, that's great. Oh, hey, look, it's Batman without a kill rule. Great, love that. Oh, hey, it's Batman who's just, like, an actual uncaring dick instead of that just being a mask for the fact that he is a genuinely broken person who is trying to do his best in spite of everything. It's just like, nope, we're just going to make them literal caricatures of themselves, literally beyond parody. And just, fuck it, just throw it away. And let's make things make absolutely no sense just for, like, what, hype moments and aura? Except for the fact there is no hype and there is no aura because it's stupid and they're actually not accomplishing anything. There's literally, like, a scene in one of the... I forget which frickin' one. Where Henry Cavill's Superman just stands and watches as, like, a bomb goes off around him and countless people explode. It's just like, sir, you can move faster than the speed of light. You can at least save a couple of those people. Like, you shouldn't just be standing still looking sad. It's just like, that is not... That's nothing. You're nothing. And, like, I know that people love making Batman into the Punisher for some goddamn reason. And that's what they did with this. Like, with the whatever the fuck DCU movies or whatever. It's just like... God, it's so bad. Can I please live for more than 10 fucking seconds so I can talk about literally fucking anything? With all of these cuts, it's hard to remember what I'm even saying. Oh god, I saw people. No. I can't move forward. Please, let me move forward. But yeah, I do really dislike what they did to all these characters. It just kind of removed any, like, character from them. It was just like, yeah, you know what, let's just, ruin characters for no reason. Have it make literally no sense, too. Just kill off characters for no reason other than shock value. Yeah, it's stupid. DC movies have done so much harm to the characters that are in them that I'm honestly shocked to see people are excited for a new Superman movie. Like, straight up. Like, because the fact of the matter is, the last 27 Superman movies were just bad. And the last, like, 300 DC movies have been bad. Like, I think a lot of studios took quote-unquote realistic or quote-unquote gritty depictions of Batman from The Dark Knight and decided that that was all we should ever get. Meanwhile, in reality, that entire idea is good as a subversion, but it's not good for, like, all the time. That's the thing with subversions. They're supposed to be different. It doesn't have to be like that constantly. And for some reason, superhero movies just forgot what color was. Like, the Eternals, which, you know, theoretically should have a whole bunch of different, like, colored suits and everything, there is such, like, an overall grayness to that film that you will forget it within 12 seconds of looking at it. Like, it's honestly horrific. And yes, that's a Marvel movie, not a DC movie, but it's so gray that it might as well be. And I'm gonna be honest, people... This is some bullshit that I've heard 1,000 times. You know, people are like, oh, Justice League was only bad because it was Joss Whedon and not Zack Snyder. Here's the thing. It was initially created by Zack Snyder, who had to leave the project due to tragedies in his family life, which, like, I feel bad for the guy, I really do. And then he made an entire career out of whining at the fact that his bad movie was changed. Which, like, dude, don't make me, like, I feel bad for you, man, like, but you're also just, like, a shitty person sometimes with a lot of the stuff he says in interviews. But here's the thing, Joss Whedon wrote very good Avengers movies, so what's more likely? The guy who made bad DC movies made a bad script, and the other dude just, you know, went along with it, or the guy who made a very widely acclaimed Marvel movies that basically revived the entirety of comic book movies as a whole, suddenly just flopped, and it was just terrible. Like, not to defend Joss Whedon, some of his shit is just awful, but, like, at the time, like, the reason people were excited for Justice League is because it was Joss Whedon. Like, you have to remember that. Like, he made good movies. He made good superhero movies. And then, for some reason, he gets blamed for, you know, doing his best with a garbage script he was given. Like, yes, apparently he's a terrible person. Like, that doesn't surprise me. Like, he does seem the type. And Zack Snyder's a fucking weirdo. It's almost like Hollywood attracts these types of people for some reason. But, like, I'm gonna be honest. Handing Justice League back over to Zack Snyder in the end of that whole situation, it wasn't just a bad movie, it was now a long bad movie. Like, I seriously wonder if that entire thing was like money laundering on Warner's scheme, because Lord knows, they are terrible with money. It's honestly just, like, upsetting to see the state of a lot of characters. Like, there's a reason why people who are fans of, like, the Eternals, She-Hulk, and Doctor Doom are so upset by where Marvel has gone recently. Because it was shit. Like, I love She-Hulk. She's one of my favorite superheroes of all time. That show was terrible, and we'll probably not see anything from them for a very long time. Like, and I think it's less to do with comic accuracy or, like, sticking away from it or whatever, just, like, trying to be subversive. The issues come down to primarily a lot of things are just written by committee and nothing else. Just, like, I cannot see a world in which, like, someone who has ever read a comic book decided that She-Hulk was a good idea. Because the fact is, like, the person who played She-Hulk in the show, she is definitely pretty. But, like, the entire thing with She-Hulk is, like, she's enormous and buff and fucking gorgeous. Like, that's her thing. She's the Hulk, but also, goddamn. Like, that is her design. She's green, huge, beautiful. And they forgot about the huge and the green part. Like, yeah, you can say that she's partially green, but partial is basically all she's got there. Like, it's so sickly that it looks more just like... She looked more diseased than anything else. And the CGI was not doing any favors. Like, we gotta start limiting these films' budgets. Like, or films and TV shows. That way they can just fucking put on some green makeup again and do it right. Like, there's nothing more sad than finding out just like, oh, none of these costumes are real. There's no makeup. None of these are sets. You're all on a green screen. Like, it's just like, so at that point, why not just make an animated movie? Because that will cost less than what you're doing here. It will cost less and look better. God, there's nothing more upsetting than the fact that I can see She-Hulk in my brain. And I'm just like, that is a 7-foot-tall woman at minimum with, you know, muscles the size of my fucking head. And then they just made her into just like a regular-ass woman who's slightly taller. And in my recollection, I forget if She-Hulk could even, like, if she even, like, turned back, or if she was just always hulked. I'm trying to remember. That might be something that changes between versions. Because, like, she doesn't have a split personality like Bruce Banner does. Because the thing with Bruce Banner is that Bruce Banner and the Hulk is a parody of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Fun fact. That's not... She-Hulk, her existence is not to parody anything. She-Hulk exists because the Hulk was very popular, as well as shows like She-Ra and... Trying to remember what it was called. There was some Amazon... Oh, Xena Warrior Princess. There were other things at the time where they were like, oh, we gotta copyright this shit before anyone steals our shit. So they made She-Hulk. She exists solely to fit a place on them owning the copyright, and goddamn, they made one of the best superheroes out of her, and then they completely butchered her TV show. It's not hard. You literally just have... all you have to do is make Deadpool and also a parody of, like, crime dramas. That's all you needed to do, and you somehow fucked up all of it. How do you fuck that up? I don't get it. It's literally, like, T-rated Deadpool instead of R-rated Deadpool. It's easier for you to do... I don't understand. I hate Hollywood. I hate directors.